Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. How are you? How are you all doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully surviving. And if not, it's a new year. It's 2020. Let's make some moves, make some progress. Um, you know, so here we are. Today's video is going to be entitled. This is going to be like a bit of a shocker to some. This will probably get a lot of views because I'm going to title it clickbait title. Do not Do not marry that girl, bro. Bro, do not marry that girl. Don't fucking do it, man. Okay? Maybe in a year or two you can marry her. Maybe in 6 months. Maybe in a few years. Maybe. But right now, right this minute, do not marry her, man. Okay? Disclaimer. Unless you already understand all of these underlying principles that I've been talking about or that I'm trying to instill upon someone, unless you already grasp this stuff, and from that position, with your eyes wide open, embracing these truths, you are then saying, I do get it, and I still do believe this is the right thing, and this is in the best interest of everyone involved. That's different. Okay, man. You're doing it. You're choosing to do it from that perspective. All the power to you, man. Best of luck. That's amazing. Like I hope you have an incredible relationship, and that's awesome. I'm excited for you guys, and I think it's fucking great. But that is only a small proportion of the guys. Yeah? Most of you are not in that position. And that's who I'm speaking to. Okay? So if you're just a random average fucking guy, dude, you really can't, right? You're not allowed. You're not allowed. For you know, if you're like under 30 years old, if you don't grasp firmly the nature of women and the way that men and women interact in the broadest sense, you shouldn't just marry that girl. You shouldn't just randomly do it. Let me tell you why. It's bad for you because if you haven't reached your own personal like masculine value, if you haven't built your value up, you don't even know what you're working with yet, right? Like you're basically agreeing to sell you're agreeing to sell a stock or a property, and you don't even know what it's worth yet. So you shouldn't do that. You have to work out the value. You have to find out what your actual worth is before you just put it on the market and sell it. Yeah, it's not fair to you. And it's gonna get you ensnared into this system, into like the marriage system that is not in your favor, right? Like that system is stacked against the man. Yeah. This isn't like, it's just, that's how it's set up. It's like in baseball, the tie goes to the runner. That's how the rules are. In the marriage system, the breakup goes to the woman. That is the nature of the system. So you're tying yourself into that system, you know, at the losing end of it. It's fucked up. So, you certainly have to go in with all the proper documents for sure, because and the woman should support that. She should fully support you in doing that. It would make no sense for her not to, because if she's aware that the two of you are entering into a contract and engaging in a system that favors her, she should want you to do whatever is necessary to equal those odds and make things fair for both of you. That's just common sense. So it's not mean to anyone. That's just basic how it works. So you haven't reached your actual value yet. If you're just a young man and you don't understand these things, you haven't put in like at least multiple years, bro. At least multiple years of self-development, self-actualization, all this type of stuff. Preferably you're at least 30 years old, man. Fucking hell, bro. Preferably like 35. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. You gotta figure out where you're at first. Second, it's a system that's geared against you. It's geared to fuck you, to get your money and stuff and tie you into paying her. It's just an unfortunate thing. Number three, it's not good for her. You're not doing her any favors, man. You're really not. Like, you think you are. You think, oh, she wants a wedding, she wants a dress, she wants flowers and all her friends and blah, blah, blah. But it's not really serving her, dude. It's just like you buying some girl a drink at a bar, or like buying her flowers randomly, or like liking her Instagram photos, or saying, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful. Like, it's not a real thing. It's not, you're not delivering her any actual value. You're just enabling her to like create this fantasy world that's not actually going to pay off. So it's not fair to her. And then she's going to allow herself to believe, oh, great, this is my wedding. I wanted this all along, and here I'm going to marry this guy. But you're not ready to get married. You're not in a position to do it, but you're going to do it anyway. So she's only going to be able to keep that up for like a year or two, maybe 3, who knows. And eventually it's going to be obvious to her it's not fulfilling, it's not working. She's going to get divorced. You're going to be devastated. She's going to be okay. And that's how it goes. And like, but it's not fair to her, because she still wasted some years with you, right? She still wasted time with you, which is, she has to be careful with her time and how she does that. And plus it's going to leave her like frustrated and angry, and she's going to keep belittling you. It's not good, man. Okay. Yeah, so, another reason too is like, it's not even right to like reward her that. Like, okay, so because I'm trying to make this fair. I don't want this to be like making it like against, this is bad, never marry a girl ever, blah blah blah, MGTOW. Like, no, man, I'm not saying that. Like, but until you reach a certain level, you really cannot get married, because it's just not, doesn't make any sense for you to do it. You're not prepared yet. So we're trying to get you up to that level so eventually you can get married, which would be great if that's what you want to do. So, like, the other thing too is like, you got to understand, a lot of the women, they're not behaving in such a way that would deserve to get married. Like, they're not behaving like in a good way. They're not behaving with like virtue, really. They're just like haphazardly fucking doing whatever they want, and then randomly they just meet you, and you're just like a nice guy, and then she's like, okay, good, now he's gonna marry me, and she plans this wedding and all types of shit. And so it's like you're really kind of like rewarding her fucked up behavior from all the previous years. And now you're rewarding her with this big wedding right into the mainstream, right? You're just playing right into the mainstream narrative. Totally off your purpose, totally on her program. And so, I don't know, one second. And so it's not going to be, it's not going to be a productive thing, let's say. There we go. Yeah, man. So you really want to get to a position where you're in command of your own value, like coming into your prime as a man. Like you have to get to that position. That's the only position from which you can get married in this current age. Like, um, like, yeah, there are like examples of the odd time a guy and a girl getting married, like college sweethearts or something. Like, yeah, it does happen. Like, I know Elliot Hulse did that, and like the odd time it happens, it can, but it's not really that realistic. It's you shouldn't really be counting on that. You should be counting on it's going to take you like a decade, man. It's going to take you like a decade to get into a position where you're going to be able to like meet a woman on your terms and engage and into like a healthy, productive relationship, and then choose out of that abundance and that mindset, to get married. It's gonna take you a fucking few years, man. Like, in order to find that girl who's a good match for you, if that's even going to happen, and it could easily not, right? Like, and that's for the girls. Like, what? It's fucked up too because the girls are constantly being pumped with this state of like, plan your wedding. What kind of dress do you want? Who's going to come to your wedding? And blah blah blah, as if it's going to happen, right? They're constantly being primed for this by the media and the mainstream society and the commercialism and the magazines and stuff. And they're also being primed to behave fucking badly, right? Constantly being like just emotions fucked up, conflict, gossip, fighting, like always avoiding responsibility, not really understanding how to behave in a way that would be palatable to a cool guy who then would choose to marry her. She's not learning those skills. Like some are, and that's great. Those are girls you want to meet. A lot of the other ones are not. So that burden's all going to come onto you, man. All that burden's going to be onto you, right? It's all going to be on you to fix that shit. You're going to have to sort that out for her. And that's going to be even more investment from you. That could take a couple years. So you should come to the terms with the idea that you could easily not end up getting married or meeting a girl that's going to work. And you could just have several different relationships of varying degrees of like compatibility and productivity. And okay, that's fine too. That was your life. That's cool. I mean, the girl, she should, rather than spend her time like planning her fucking wedding and flower arrangements and who's going to come to her wedding, she should spend her time coming to terms that it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for her. Yeah, it isn't. She's not going to meet a really cool guy who's going to marry her. That isn't going to take place. Like, and try to come to terms with that. And if by chance it does, and if she puts a lot of work in and like leverages herself into a position where that might happen, that's cool. That's great. But she has to do that work. And we all know it's going to be hard for her to do that. It's not even really like her fault, because she's constantly being enabled and like state pumped by her friends and stuff. It's like, you're beautiful, you're going to meet a guy and blah, blah, blah. They keep saying that. But they're not with that also saying like, but you have to behave better. You have to take responsibility for yourself. You have to stop gossiping. You have to stop playing games. You have to stop being so mean all the time. If they did that too, it'd be cool because that would get her into a position where she could eventually, but they're not. They're just saying, you are going to meet a guy, right? So they're pumping her up. And then she just meets you, some random fucking nice guy. And she's all pumped up. As, oh, this is the guy. Now we're going to get married. And her friends are like, yeah, you should get him to marry you. And, and they just drive you right along. And you're completely powerless because you have no clue how these things really work. And you just go along with it. And this happens all the time. This happens all the time. all the time. You see it, man. You can see it. See it on fucking Facebook or something. Guys just marching down the aisle to their fucking doom in some big giant $30,000 wedding. 2 years later, you're divorced. Or who knows how long. You know, these things can drag on. Like, it's just not going to be a good move for anyone. You or her. Or all the people that come to the wedding. It's just so it's just so the photographer can make a few bucks. It's just so the fucking city council can make a few dollars off your marriage certificate and the lawyers can make money off your divorce. Like, it really is like the ultimate fucking mainstream. You're just like buying right into the mainstream. And as I always say, the mainstream ruins everything. This is all they do. It's just like it ruins everything. It's just you're just like walking down the aisle of the fucking middle of the mall. You're just right in the middle of the mall. Kiosks selling fucking, you know, stupid hats with like dumb logos on them or fucking cell phone cases at triple the price what they cost. Like there's nothing there, man. It's retarded. And you just randomly getting married to some girl is just buying right into that. You have to do it from a place of like true, deep understanding of yourself, like fundamental, powerful connection with her, coming together as a team, choosing to do that independent of all this fucking nonsense with the photographers and the wedding dresses and shit, and choosing to go together and spend your lives together in that way and work at that. If you do that, that's great, man. But if you're not all in that position right now and you don't understand everything I just said, and that doesn't all ring true of like, yep, that's right, I got it, I already got that, cool, thanks man, thanks Luke, that's great, you know, I've already got it under control and this is gonna be awesome. It's like, that's great, man, that's cool. But if that's not you and you're hearing all this and you're like, fuck, man, shit, or especially if you're hearing and you're like, no man, fuck him, man, fuck that guy, stupid with his fucking beard looking like a fucking young George Clooney, fuck that idiot with his V-neck. Now you're in real trouble, bro. Because you're just fucking in denial, bro. You're just justifying, no, he doesn't know me, dude. Like, you should go around and talk to like several older dudes who've been married and divorced, like, and just hear what they have to say. They're probably bitter, in fact. Most of those dudes are probably bitter. Like, I'm not really bitter. I've never been married. Like, but you know, you don't want to get, you don't want to become one of those guys because then you're never going to have any success. Like you're better off to just like hang out on your own for a while. Just do that. Like not some like MGTOW shit, but just like it's like kind of ignore them. Just don't like nah, I don't want to get married. I'm not really doing that. Like and just improve your own value because time's on your side, man. You can wait fucking 5 years. You can wait 10 years. It doesn't matter. You can be like in your 40s and just like figuring out your value. You're better off to do that, man. You're better off to, if it could take you till you're fucking 40 or more. And then you get that value and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Now I can come together and meet a girl on those terms and it's cool. So that's how it works, yo. This is how it goes. Or if it's 19 fucking 18. If you're watching this in 1918 on a fucking old school wind up iPhone in 1918 and you just returned from the trenches on the Western Front and you just finished seeing like your best friend's fucking torso blown off by a shrapnel shell and you were over there for 4 years and you just returned home to your little village in fucking southern England and you just asked your like your sweetheart from the fucking next town over to get married. It's cool, man. That's different. You earned that. You've already been out. You've seen you've had experienced the journey of life. You're good, man. Go ahead. That's cool. Them guys do that and they stay married for 90 years. Dudes are like come home from the Western Front and they'll get married to the girl next door. Stay married to her for 85 years. I worked in the fucking factory for 30 years and my wife Jenny and we had 5 kids and blah, blah, blah. That's cool. That's what used to happen. Yeah, now it's fucking 2020. It's different. Girls are ultra fucking hot. They have Instagram. They know how to match their fucking hair with their eyelashes and their fucking shirts. They're ultra hot. Their value's astronomical. There's fucking tons of them. They have like unlimited options in terms of just like dudes to talk with and give them validation. You know, it's a different day and age. They have like access to money. They don't need your money. They can get money from fucking whatever, selling skinny tea on Instagram, or even if they want to be like a lawyer or a doctor or some shit, they can just do all that. Like, they don't need you for your money, really. Like, so you have to find out what is the value that you're going to offer them. If maybe like success, financial is maybe part of that, not like giving them money, but just your own success. So it's not the same as it was 100 years ago. You're not in that position. Also, we live in like a hyper, like feminized, fucking politically correct society, so that's twisting everything up. You know, it's a different age, so you have to learn how to function within that. And that's what I'm telling you. So don't marry that girl, bro. Don't marry her. No. Just tell her no. No deal. Say just no deal. No deal for 6 months. For sure. So like no deal for 6 months because I just realized I need to learn about this shit. And then what you need to do is you need to watch like all kinds of videos, whatever I've been recommending. You need to do 10 coaching calls with different guys, like hardcore dudes. Like you need to call up like Hypnotica, fucking maybe Alan Roger Curry, I don't know, Elliot Halls. You can get a hold of Joe Rogan, call him, Tyler or Julian or Max or somebody from RSD, some other fucking gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can get a hold of some like maybe George Bruno, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger somehow. Although he's a bad example because he was married for a long time. Although he eventually, I don't know what happened there. He made a mistake. But anyway, you need to ask like 10 like older experienced dudes who can really give you a perspective on like what it's like to develop your value, and ask them like, dude, am I ready to get married? Does this look like I'm ready? Because a guy can tell you, like an older experienced guy like George Bruno or like whoever, someone from RSD, like those guys are gonna be able to Tom Torero maybe, or me, fucking hit me up. Let's do a coaching call. We'll see. We're just gonna be able to get a general idea of like where you're at, right? Like of where you're at, of like you're gonna know right away. Like, is this guy like on the path? And then, say for someone like me, I'd be able to be like, oh, okay, you're doing a lot of things right. Like, wow, okay, you are doing this is cool, man. Yeah, you might be able to make this work. That's different. But a lot of guys, man, vast majority of guys, when you see them and you talk to them, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get married. It's like right away. It's just like a huge fucking flashing light. Like, no, red flag, no. It really is, man. It really is. It's like some guy you know is not ready for like a fight, and you're just like shoving him in to the fucking prize fight, and like all the trainers know they're like, this guy's not ready. He's gonna get fucking destroyed, and that's what it's like. You don't want to be the guy who just was like, no, I can win this fight, and all your trainers are like, dude, you're gonna get destroyed. You're fighting Conor McGregor here. He's gonna crush you. No, I'm gonna beat him up. It's like, you're not, man. That girl's gonna wreck you, bro. Until you're ready. Until you're ready. Then you can go in as equals, and it's love, and it's generosity, and it's caring, and it's upward spiral. That's what you want. That's what you want. All right, look, we're coming in at under 25 minutes. Slowly, we're bringing the time down. Like I said, down from 30. Now we're down just to 25. Just creep them down a little bit. Maybe down to 20. You know what I'm saying? All right, everybody. Boom. Hit that like button like a boss. Did you guys check out the last vid I did with Klaus? Talk about some shamanic stuff. You go check that video out. Put a like down there. Put a like down there. Put a comment. Do you guys like this video? Hit that with a comment. Shout out to Ethan for coming on a coaching call yesterday. Much love to you, my man. Hit this with a comment if you're on purpose. If you're on the track. We'll hit you guys next time. Peace.